And we're live. Welcome to episode 5 of On Edge with Sean Reilly. I'm here with my good friend Arielle Ellis.
Hello.
It took us an hour, not us. It wasn't your fault. It was my fault. An hour to get going, but that's how we roll. That's how I roll. You know, an hour behind schedule all the time. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, Arielle. Thanks for taking the time. I'm glad to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here. I've always wanted to be on a podcast so I can tell people to listen to the podcast and they won't. It's my dream.
Well, I'm sorry, but people will listen. You'll tell people and they'll join in to hear two of the most important thought leaders of our generation. Are we Zoomers? I kind of want to be a Zoomer. We're not.
I've been watching The Bachelorette on Zoom with my friends because I can't watch it alone. So I think I'm a Zoomer now. I think it counts.
Is that a pretty popular show or I meant the generation, Gen Z?
Yeah. Gen Zoomer. I think we're a little old for Gen Z, but just on the cusp.
So we're like, I feel like we should have our own subgeneration. Like, because millennials, I mean, we are millennials.
With a Z at the end.
I love that. Millennials.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm scared of getting old. I really am.
Really?
Just like Smash Mouth. I saw a meme. It was like, the years started coming and they don't stop coming.
Yeah. I mean, I was having like a distance picnic in a park yesterday, and someone unironically started talking about Roth IRAs. So I think it's happening, Sean. I think we're getting old.
Roth IRAs? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, to be fair, I was talking about Roth IRAs when we were like freshmen in college, right? So
yeah,
but
you've always been like that.
Yeah. God, the economy. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the economy, but you should get me started on the economy because
you want to talk about I'm not the person to talk about the economy with.
That's good. We won't.
I know a lot of things not about the economy.
It's a wreck. My favorite pastime is I just go up to people and I explain all the things that are like really scary about the economy, and they just look at me and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Sean, but it sounds bad. It sounds like it sounds like there's problems.
Yeah, what's your worst fact about the economy? I think you want me to get you to talk about the economy.
No, I don't. Well, kind of.
I want to hear something scary, Sean. Like, I want to feel something.
You want Okay, good. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why I do it, because it's better to feel fear than nothing. That's okay. What's a scary fact about the economy that I know? Gosh, there's just so many to pick from. It's just I have sort of like a portfolio of facts that I could choose from. What's one thing that's really scary about the economy is, here's one that's really scary. So we have there's this like the idea of like interest rates, right? Like there's like the Federal Reserve controls like the interest rate of cash of the dollar. And I don't know are you familiar with the Federal Reserve and all that?
Yes, but you could refresh me.
Yeah, I'll refresh you. So the Federal Reserve is an independent organization in the federal government, and what they do is they have sort of a what's called they have a mandate. It's called a dual mandate, and all that means is it's like they have two objectives, and their objectives are to keep inflation stable. They want to keep inflation stable, because when you have unstable inflation, then you get very bad things like Germany, hyperinflation, really bad stuff. So that's one of their mandates, and the other mandate is to have stable employment growth, or I don't know what it is exactly, but that's basically keeping full employment, or they want to avoid high unemployment. And what they do in order to achieve those objectives is they have basically things that they can do to stimulate the economy. Or they can also, if they think the economy is growing too quickly, they can actually do things to like slow down economic growth if they think it's going too fast, because if it's going too fast, then it can like crash. So, here's the scary. So with all that as a backdrop, the scariest thing about the economy, in my opinion, is that, and so the Federal Reserve, one thing that they can do to stimulate the economy is control the interest rate. And it's basically it's the interest rate of that banks use to loan money to each other, and it's sort of the lowest interest rate for loaning money, right? To the other banks or to like corporations or people. That I could actually explain better, but you know what? If someone's listening and they're like, Sean, that's a bad explanation, fuck you. I don't care. I'm doing my best. I'm trying.
Podcast. You can say what you want.
Yeah, it's fine. I can spread misinformation if I want to. Okay. Anyway, but the idea is we've had really low. So the idea is if you have really low interest rates, that stimulates the economy, because like Arielle, if I were to loan you $1 million at 1% interest, but you would totally take that. Like if you only had to pay me 1% back a year, and it was like, that's a great deal, right? As opposed to like 10%, right? Because you could take that $1 million and you could invest it somewhere else, and then you could make more than 1%, and then you could just pay me back and keep the difference. Right. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure this is what you thought would happen. You'd log on to this podcast and you'd hear me ranting at you boring shit about the economy. Here's the fact. Okay. And then you can tell me something if you want to.
I came onto your podcast to make sure there wouldn't be too many white men speaking.
That's good.
And I feel like the first bit of this podcast has been like...
That's good.
But yeah. That's why I do all the things I do, just try and force myself into white male spaces.
Well, welcome. This is we're out here. I won't talk about sports, okay? That's one thing we won't, or we can talk about.
I don't think either of us really want to talk about sports.
I'm not a big sports guy. What's that?
You don't look like you play sports.
No, I mean, I did track and field. I'm really lonely. I'm a really lonely guy. I just do like solo. Just sit alone and drink coffee. Coffee keeps me company. Okay. So here's the fact. Basically, what we've had is very low, very, very low interest rates for about a decade. So like 2%, very extremely low, and that was done in order to help us recover from the 2008 recession. Right. So, but the thing is, we've recovered, or I mean, a lot of like the lower class hasn't really recovered economically. But if you look at, which sucks, but like, it's in terms of like the stock market and like the value of corporations, we've recovered and then a lot. But the thing is, the interest rates have remained very low. So what's happened is, basically what we've had is like, here's what's really scary about it is, when the economy inevitably slows down, what's the Federal Reserve, they don't have any ammunition to stimulate the economy, because we've already done that. Like you can lower the interest rates to zero or even go negative. But that was the case in Japan a while back. They've had negative interest rates, which is confusing, but it's really bad. And what it basically means is like, we don't have a way to stop a recession when it happens. And we could have, if not for in my opinion, the blatant disregard of basic fiscal strategy in the federal government. God, this is a white male space. That was horrible.
When you go on dates, if you go on dates, is this what you talk about?
That is my opener.
That's your opener?
That's my opener.
I know you're from the something scary about the economy?
You want to scare? I'm scared. I'm only to scare you. Yeah. That's my opener. That or like, I don't know, like music. I'm like, what, like, do you listen to Tupac? That's my opener.
I think that's better than want to hear something scary about the economy that you have no control over. Oh, yeah. I feel like I have some upsetting facts about the environment. You want to hear?
Let's go. Jump in, because I know nothing. Well, for a while, I was really, really scared about global warming, and I still am. But like, it was an emotional. Every waking moment, I was like, our lives are over. Like,
I feel that way every time I watch a David Attenborough film.
Oh, really? Wait, isn't
Yeah.
why? Because isn't it?
Have you watched the most recent one?
No. Wait, did he do The Cove?
What?
Did he do The Cove? Was that him?
I don't know.
Oh. Oh, well, The Cove. Do you know The Cove? The dolphin one?
I actually haven't seen that one, but it sounds upsetting.
I haven't either, but I've heard it's horrifying. It's like dolphin. Johan. I have a fake producer named Johan. Johan, pull that up. Okay.
But his most recent one is basically talking about his whole life. You can see like some young, sexy David at the beginning. That's like your little incentive to watch it. But he basically talks about like through his life how everything is dying, and how we really need to try really hard, which is not what the current administration is doing.
Yeah.
To try and stop climate change and global warming. And then my other upsetting fact is that, okay, I might be wrong because I've been out of school for a while, and
hey, go for it. Fuck it.
My brain's been melting from quarantine and such, but essentially up in the Arctic there are these methane deposits that are frozen in the ice, and if you know anything about global warming or like greenhouse gases, methane is essentially 25 times as bad as carbon dioxide. And so there's going to be a point where the ice melts and releases these methane deposits, and it's going to be like this positive reinforcement where it's getting much worse and causing the ice to melt more. And yes.
When will that be? Like tomorrow? Like on Tuesday?
Like soon. I think it's started to happen in some spots.
Oh, like Greenland is melting, right? Isn't it in Greenland also? Or
Iceland? Yes, both of them. Everything that's ice.
And the methane. What is like? How did the methane get there? Is it like from fossils? Is it fossil?
I think so. I honestly don't super remember. This is not my best fact.
No, but you sufficiently scared me. Honestly, you could have just lied to me. You could have lied to my face, and and scared me. like next week, the sun is going to burn a hole.
Yeah. So that's my scary fact. It's
Yeah,
that's what I talk about on dates.
That's a good opener.
Yeah.
Want to hear about this scary? Want to hear the scary fact about the environment? That's pretty good.
I'm just trying to get them to drink more heavily.
That's
on the date. Just not really. Just kidding. I can just be normal with people and not get them drunk.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, you know what? I mean, I've actually been drinking more.
Have you?
Yeah, like, well, which is like a beer. I'm like such a one. Like I went from like totally sober for like 4 years to like slightly partaking in these various inebriants, and I don't know. It could get worse. I have an addictive personality, so we'll.
I feel like the things you're addicted to are like pain and work.
Yeah. What's that one religion that's?
What?
What's that one religion that's like super down with like work all the time? It's like
capitalism?
That's funny. That's true. It's it's not the shamans. That's not even a religion. I don't know what the fuck. Oh my god.
Is it like an Asian religion?
No, it's a Judeo-Christian religion sect of
okay.
it's not Amish.
The
It's
Quakers?
the Quakers.
Mm.
The Quakers were like, we work 15 hours a day on the farm because God
Is that
wants us
real?
to.
Is that the actual answer? Is that what you were thinking of?
Which one?
Quakers?
Yeah. The oatmeal one. The oatmeal guy was just like, we're gonna eat shitty oatmeal, and then yeah. What was I was gonna say something about the environment. Oh, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like we're on the verge of just like something really, really big happening. Do you have that feeling?
I mean, the world is burning, Sean. It's happening right now. I don't know what it was like in LA, but I'm in Oakland for context for people. I feel like we should explain how we know each other at some point. But I'm up in Oakland, and there was the week where it was just kind of orange because of the smoke being at a certain height and the sun coming through, and it felt like the apocalypse.
Yeah, I saw photos of San Francisco. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was very upsetting. It was very bad. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening as we speak.
It's really scary to me because I mean, I remember in like 2017, wasn't there some event that happened in 2017 where it was like there was a certain amount of particles per square inch that like it was like over 300 ppi or something like that.
Are you thinking of like the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere?
Yes.
It's over 400. It's not 350. It's over 400.
And well, was it 350 or was it 350 was the number where it's like once we get past this number we're fucked?
There's no return. Probably. It just keeps going up. I think one of the so Sean, we know each other because we both went to Cal Poly, and I have a degree in environmental engineering. So anyone who's listening to this, like, I kind of know what I'm talking about.
And I have a degree in the opposite, aerospace engineering. Yeah, so we're mortal enemies.
Conflict. But one of my classes, we took like a meter that reads carbon dioxide and had to go outside and get like the baseline concentration of carbon dioxide so we could do this experiment. And we were standing outside and it was there's the number. It's like over 400 parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere just standing around. So it's real. It's not it's very real. It's very bad.
What do you think of Bill Gates wanting to fly a rocket into the sun to dampen the UV rays that come to Earth?
Oh my God, Sean! I have an even scarier fact.
Oh, okay, go shoot.
Ready? Okay. Yeah. So that's something that's already been happening. Like global dimming is happening in addition to global warming. So we can talk about 9/11 also. So
oh hell yeah! I'm like pro. I mean,
Are you excited, Sean? Are you excited for me to
No, I'm not. I'm not like. So, I mean, I want to hear how global. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So
it was bad. 9/11 was bad. Okay, go. I'm sorry.
9/11 was bad, but it did lead us to some interesting scientific discoveries. So what happened was essentially, like, for a long time, some scientists who sort of study like how much light is hitting the surface of Earth were noticing that it was getting dimmer. They do that they have these essentially like basins of water, and they measure how much water is evaporating off, and you can see, like, you can tell how intense the sunlight you're receiving is by how many inches of water are evaporating. Right?
Okay.
And so these people who were essentially doing this for very long periods of time, like back in the 80s, were starting to discover that less water was evaporating because it was getting less bright. And that's because of pollution that's going into the atmosphere. And essentially, when you have clouds forming, it's because, sorry, I'm like looking outside at the clouds to think about it. The way that clouds form is that they need some particulate matter to condense around. And so there's like these little bits of dirt and dust that are up in the atmosphere that aren't very good for us to breathe in. And water in the atmosphere is condensing around them, and that's causing more cloud cover than there used to be. And so, as an effect, like the Earth is dimmer than it was. Weird fact. So, how 9/11 plays into this? What you're most excited for?
George Bush caused the global warming and did 9/11.
Well, what happened after 9/11 was that in the US, all of the flights were grounded for 3 days. And as a result, basically like the particulate that was coming from planes stopped happening, and particulate matter drops out of the atmosphere pretty quickly. It won't just sit up there because it's kind of heavy, and it falls out.
Okay.
And so there were fewer clouds, and for 3 days after 9/11, it got really hot in the United States, just because there wasn't as much cloud cover from the like particulate.
No way.
Coming from planes, yes. And so
wait, like the whole nation?
Mm-hmm.
How? So what kind of degree change are we talking about? Do you know how much hotter?
I mean, I want to say on average it was like 1 degree.
That's a lot though when you're talking about.
It's a lot. As an average over the whole country, like that's a lot. And I feel like you should fact check me on all of this, but this is something that did happen.
Well, it did get hotter, so I mean, it might not be 1, but it's a substantial increase.
Yeah, and then after the planes were allowed to start flying again, temperature went back down to normal. But the problem with this is that this particulate that's out in the atmosphere is immediately dangerous for human health. If you're breathing in particulate matter, if you're like a person who's it's kind of like COVID, where like if you're an at-risk person, having a bunch of dust and dirt in the atmosphere is really bad for you. It can cause like heart problems and like just bad cardiovascular stuff. Like when there are particularly bad pollution events, old people die. That's just what happens. But it's something that we can kind of control. And so as people are more conscious of this like particulate pollution that's going into the atmosphere, if they like actually get that under control, it's going to accelerate global warming. Like that, the dirt in the atmosphere is keeping us from getting hotter.
So, wow. So sorry, could you just say that last part again?
Essentially, like all of the shit that we're putting into the atmosphere is keeping it from getting hotter than it already is.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So
because it's helping to create more cloud cover, which keeps us from getting as hot.
So we're basically fucked either way.
Yeah, we're just everything's bad.
Or like if we want to, so say tomorrow everyone stopped driving cars, and we killed all the cows.
Yes.
and or I guess
the cows would be fine because so the difference between greenhouse gases and these like it's called primary pollutants, are the ones that are immediately dangerous to human health. The greenhouse gases are not really that bad for you. Like if you're breathing, unless there's so much carbon dioxide that you're suffocating on it, like it's not really bad for you, except that it causes the environment to like go bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, with global warming. But okay, so that's my really upsetting environmental fact.
So what are the top primary pollutants?
So the ones that are going to cause a lot of cloud cover are PM 2.5, and those are also very bad for you. PM stands for particulate matter, and 2.5 is 2.5 microns in diameter. So that's the stuff that you'll breathe in and like won't really cough out, and it'll get absorbed into your lungs, and that's why it causes cardiovascular issues.
Oh, because your lungs.
This is a very simplified version of all of the science. Like
yeah.
I feel like I have to.
No. I mean, I don't even. I have very surface level knowledge of that. I mean, So basically, if we were to stop polluting, or if we were to reduce pollution worldwide, like by a lot, like 50% tomorrow, theoretically, you're telling me that the Earth would actually increase in temperature because there'd be less cloud coverage which would then would it be immediately harmful to? I mean, like, would it be? Is it hard to say if like? Well, it's like if we it's basically if we try to stop global warming, immediately what will happen is we will experience the full effect of the global warming that like That's so weird.
It's like when people get on antidepressants and like at first it just like makes them more motivated to do stuff, so they like are more likely to commit suicide. Like it just speeds things up real quick. I think eventually it would get better. You know what I'm talking about? Is that just a really depressing fact? Should I have not brought that up?
No, that makes sense. It's like it's like just showcases how stuck we really are. I mean but regardless of that short term effect, obviously we still want to go in that direction in order for the long term effects of preventing. We still don't want to pollute.
Yeah, I think it's more like we need to care about both the primary pollutants that are immediately causing or immediately affecting human health, and also the secondary pollutants like greenhouse gases. Because if you do one but not you can't just do one but not the other. That's essentially what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's just like, God, I mean, I think that it's just incredible. Like, and I was actually talking with the guy Scott Dickers on my last episode with he started The Onion, but we talked about politics for a while, and he was telling me about, or we were talking about how basically like the entire federal government is just servicing corporate interests these days. And I think it's so true. You know, it's like, it's really scary to see is the EPA, that it's still run by a fucking ex-Chevron executive, right?
Scott Pruitt?
I don't know his name, I don't know if he was fired or not, but I think it's been the same guy for the whole administration, right?
I feel like the Trump administration, it's so hard to like it's like someone who keeps getting like new boyfriends. I don't know who it is anymore, but they're all terrible.
Yeah, I stopped like, yeah, it's hard to keep track of everyone, but it's safe to say it's probably not someone that. The irony of that is hilarious to me, though.
Yeah.
Like the EPA that's supposed to regulate Chevron. I think it was a guy from Chevron, or like from the oil industry, is now responsible for regulating the oil industry, and he probably has a ton of stock in the oil industry. So it's like, I don't know. Like, let's use our common sense. You know, like that's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Corruption.
Should we talk about something less upsetting?
Yeah. You know, this is supposed to be a comedy podcast, but like I've just been like, I don't know. Maybe the solo episodes I've been trying to do more funny. But let's lift the mood. Let's, as I say depressingly, let's lift the mood. What have you been doing? Any hobbies? Like, what have you been up to lately?
Oh yeah, my quarantine hobbies. I'm trying to learn how to like stick and poke tattoo.
Oh really? That's cool.
I want people to think I'm edgy.
Like permanent? That's permanent, right? Or are those temporary?
They are permanent. They are permanent tattoos. I'm also like shocked at the number of people who are willing to let me put permanent stuff on their skin. People are so down.
Really? I'd be like, nah. But although I wouldn't.
Would you let me tattoo you, Sean?
No, I'm gonna harden. Maybe okay. Actually, okay. Yeah, I would maybe on like my leg, on like my shin.
What about like a nice little ankle dolphin? Or a nice like butterfly, I think that would fit you.
A butterfly?
What?
Can you just do a tear right here?
No. I like you too much.
You'd be surprised how many people out in LA have face tattoos. It's pretty badass, actually. They look pretty good. Just like
I'm not on that level yet.
Okay, I'll take I would get a. Well, the thing is, like, what symbol reflects who I am? Because I'm gonna change so much as a person over time, so I don't really know.
How about a man crying into a cup of coffee?
I think that is pretty much just on my chest, just a gigantic. Just how about a river of tears into like a coffee mug, and then the mug is on like a stack of books, and the books are on fire, and then I'm on fire, and then the coffee mug is also on fire. Can you do that? How much is that going to cost?
Yeah, we can make it happen. Do you want that as like a logo for your? You already have a logo for your podcast, but I could make you another logo.
Yeah, I'm down for a redesign. Logo. You know, it was funny. My friend, the guy, David, who I had on this podcast, he said I looked like a divorced guy with like a divorced sports announcer. That's what the logo looked like.
That's really spot on.
I know. It was fucking hilarious. I was just like, maybe I need a new logo, or maybe maybe that fits me. Maybe that's I'm destined. I'm not divorced, and I'm not into sports. But maybe that's
Do you plan to be divorced or into sports one day?
No, neither.
No, neither of those.
I don't know. You know, it's been like, but hey, you know what? That's probably what will end up happening because I don't plan on for either of those things. I'm probably going to end up really into sports. Although sports is cool. I like gambling. I love gambling.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I should get into sports gambling.
There you go.
That might be.
That's the activity for you. Have you gotten into any quarantine activities, Sean?
I got back into day trading a little bit. which is not going well. It's really it's been
this seems like a poor time for day trading.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gambling, you know. No, people call it's just gambling. It's just a form of gambling, and like except you have to wake up at 6:30 a.m. It's pointless. It's just like gambling in the morning. Which is great. That's totally me. That's totally who I am. But no, I had like I lost like $500, but it did last me like 3 months, which was good.
Okay.
But I didn't really I thought I was like, I'm gonna make it a fucking habit. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a business out of this. I have all the time in the world now, and I still lost it because it's tough. No one does it successfully. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, you just like, you know, it's like a whole community. You sign up for all these different groups and people are talking about stocks and you think you're learning and making progress, but no, you're just you're wasting time and money, you know? So, which has been anyway, that's been one hobby. Another hobby is I've been binge eating. I've been just like, I've been eating an entire carton of ice cream every night, which is what my dad used to do, which is all these bad things are happening.
Do you feel like you're becoming your parents?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's starting to happen.
I think so too.
Like my dad, like, you know, I don't know, like my dad always complained about his anxiety. It's so weird. I'm like, Dad, like, why are you so worried about your anxiety? Like, stop, just chill out. And then, you know, now I have this coffee and I have anxiety and I'm just like, hell yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm becoming every time there's like a plastic, if someone's about to throw away like a plastic grocery bag, I'm like, no, we must save it. It will become useful at some point in the future. And I fold it up into a nice little triangle and put it in a basket with all the other plastic bags in the house. So that's, you know, I guess it's better than anxiety, but it's a little, I feel like my mom.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good habit, you know. That's nice. Yeah, it's been a I don't know. I feel like there's been pros and cons to quarantine, but like I'm ready to get back to life, you know.
Yeah.
But then life sucks too, so I don't know.
Yeah. I do feel like it kind of depends, but sometimes I'm able to avoid like getting weird comments from men. That's been like one of the upsides of quarantine, like the face mask. People don't ask you to smile most of the time, and I feel like I'm really at maximum like gender and ethnic ambiguity right now. It's like being in incognito mode, but in real life. when I have like a quarantine haircut going on. It's pretty bad right now, which is why I'm wearing this beanie. But I've been getting a lot of like sir ma'ams when I'm out and about, and someone's like, sir, wait, no, ma'am. Partially because I dress like a man to like really confuse people.
You should just have like you should order a coffee with like a really low voice, just like hello, and try to trick people or whatever, and that'd be funny. Yeah. It's weird trying to like recognize people when their masks are on. It's like you can't. I don't even like. We all look the same, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's weird how much of the face you have to see to be able to like, you know. It's like I can't just like recognize someone from their eyes, you know. It's weird how the brain needs like you need like the mustache or like whatever the rest of the person's face.
Yeah, I have a strategy. If you think you know someone and you're not sure it's them, just yell their name from a distance, and if they turn around, it's them. And if they don't turn around, they probably think you're yelling at someone else. That's my pro tip for life.
I love that. That's a good move. You know, it's so bad. I'm so bad with names. Does that mean I'm a narcissist if I just like don't take the time? Do you actively try to remember someone's name, or does it just come naturally?
I have another strategy for that. You ask someone their name and their favorite color, and then you imagine their name in their favorite color over their head when they tell you. It's kind of a lot of work, but then you remember because you just have it something to associate it with. But sometimes it works too well. Like one time I was at the gym and I was like, that guy's favorite color is red. His name is Randy, but I don't remember anything else about him.
You can do Red Randy.
Yeah. That is a real example of a person that I will never forget the name of.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the other thing is that I've learned that there are a lot of guys named Brian who have the favorite color blue. So now if I don't remember someone's name, that's my immediate guess. Like, is your name Brian? Is your favorite color blue? And one time it worked. I didn't remember this guy's name, and I was like, Brian, blue, and it was correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like when people like, I think when you my worst fear ever, even environment, economy aside, because the worst thing that could happen in my life is like someone comes up to me and like I've known them for a while and they come up to me and they're like, what's my name? And then I don't know it. That's happened to me like a few times. And
people do that to you? Why?
Oh, well, it was in high school. It hasn't happened since high school.
Okay.
But like it's so horror. Like it's like people that like I should know, like they know my name, and like I've had many conversations with them, and it's like at a certain point I'm an asshole for not taking the time to learn it and remember it.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what about me. Like I don't know why I'm not like everyone else. Why can't I just remember names?
You gotta try my color method. I have like a similar. Okay, here's my fear that I have. So back when I was living in San Luis Obispo, it was very white there, and I would constantly get mistaken for other half Asian people. Like people would just like down. I'd be walking down the street and someone would be like Lucy, and I'd be like, I don't know you. But there was one time this girl on the bus was like, hey, like I think I know you, and this was like a particularly bad time. Like it was happening once a week. People were mistaking me for someone else.
Yeah.
And I was getting really annoyed with it. So this chick comes up and she was like, hey, I think I know you. I was like, listen, I don't know you. Like, please leave me alone. I don't want to talk to anyone right now. I literally said that. And she was like, no, we lived in the dorms too. Like, you were in the dorm two dorms down from me. Like, you were friends with Sierra. And I immediately remembered that I did know this girl. She was just very plain looking. And, like, didn't have any really defining characteristics. And so I haven't remembered her or her name until that point. So,
oh my God.
I'm also an asshole.
It's, you know, it's just so, I mean, but like, you know, I mean, can they like, who can blame you, right? It's just like, if your brain almost at a certain point is just like, well, don't blame me, blame my brain. You know, like, mom, like, of course I'm going to forget your name sometimes. You know, have you ever just known someone so well? Like my mom, I found myself like, what's my mom's name? I forgot, cause I just call her mom, you know? Just like, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I need to go to a therapist.
Have you ever heard of a white name? Like you have your ethnic name and then you have like the easier name for white people to use.
Oh, well, I went to school in the Bay Area, so almost all my friends, they had, like, I had a friend, his name was Mao Chun Cheng.
Yeah.
And then his American name was Eugene.
Eugene. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Eugene. Yeah. I love that guy. I gotta hit him up. He's a great guy. But basically every Asian friend I had like an Americanized name.
You know, I think there was a while where I didn't know my mom's like I only knew my mom's white name.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell you when it was that my mom was like, oh, you know that my real name isn't Kay. It's I don't know if I want to say.
Oh yeah, you know that. Yeah.
But well, no one's gonna know. But so my mom's like, my real name isn't just Kay. It's Kimonte. Which I wouldn't have been able to say as like a small child unless she had just taught me that from the beginning, and then it would have been a regular word for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow,
that's. I want to know, like, if an Asian person is Thai, like, is their name like unreasonably long and difficult to pronounce? Like, they're probably Thai. My middle name is like that, so it's fun.
That's so weird to be like. That's almost like when you're like, it's so fun. Like when your mom sits down and tells you her real name. That's like Avatar. You know, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like,
I had two of those. I had like the first my name is Kay, and then no, not really. My name is yeah. So
you have another, or like I've been trying to make a bit out of this. Just like the phrase. I don't even know if I'm stealing this from a movie, but like I want to do something where it's like a golem or like a evil guy's just like, there is another, and he's just like crawling out of a cave. But I haven't found a way to make it work.
That's I don't know if I can help you there. I'm not sure.
That's okay. Well, we'll do the should I show everyone the portrait?
Yeah.
I guess so. I haven't found a way to put this up yet, but I don't know. You're the guest. I don't know why I'm having bold and brash steal your thunder. What if you just talk to the portrait from now?
I don't like this.
Well, you know what? It's bold and brash. You're not supposed to like it. It's bold.
Yeah.
I don't know why I grabbed that. I'm just jealous of your background. I also have a plant here. It's pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
How about that? Let's do that. That's better than nothing.
That plant, is it a succulent?
I think so. It's a real plant.
It looks kind of like it needs more light.
There's light.
You, Sean.
I gotta find a maybe I should grow some weed in here. That might be cool.
There you go. That'll be your edgy quarantine activity. You can become a pot dealer, and I'll become a tattoo artist. And
we'll
our engineering degrees will really feature not.
Yeah. I honestly feel like it's sort of like, well, one thing I feel like it's, do you feel like, I mean, like I'm a very introverted guy. I'm like a very shy person, depending on the scenario, but I wasn't like in high school. I wasn't really like that. Do you feel like engineering, studying studying STEM made you more introverted, or is that just?
Oh, no way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I've become much more extroverted since high school, like since I was school aged.
Huh.
But I think that's maybe not related to engineering. I mean, part of my job now is that I have to occasionally tell like middle-aged men what to do. Until I really
fucking dope.
I'm really pushing myself. So I think that's that in comedy. Comedy has made me better at public speaking.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Totally. Yeah. That, Slow. Yeah. That's Slow is doing some shows again, I think.
Yeah. I got invited to one, but I don't want to go down there.
Oh, really? Yeah. You know what? Like Slow, if not for the just the sea of white people, You know what was so funny? I went on this tour, the college tour, and it was so I don't know how I fell for this because that's the classic thing they do where they like show they do like a window dress of window dressing of the university. Then you go there and it's like, wow, like this is just like not at all what the tour was like. Did you take a tour of Cal Poly?
I did take a tour of Cal Poly. Yeah, I feel like I really just got there. I'm from Florida originally, and
okay.
Cal Poly campus is just like all hills.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, elevation and people who aren't Republicans. Like, I was just, even though like San Luis Obispo is like one of the more conservative parts of California, I was just excited. And then immediately I got accepted to a college in New York City. And I immediately went from touring Cal Poly to like being in New York City, and it was 20 degrees outside compared to like the 70 degrees and sunny, and I made my decision based on weather.
And wait, I didn't know which college in New York did you tour?
Cooper Union. I don't know.
Was it like a smaller school?
It was a smaller like engineering, arts, and architecture school.
Huh.
Yeah.
I love New York.
It's very cold and people seem angrier there, but
exactly. I gotta get out there. I gotta be with my people. LA's nice, but it's like
cold, angry people. No hate on New York. New York seems cool.
Yeah, there's just something about like millions of strangers not acknowledging each other that is just so attractive to me. I don't know what it is. Just like
I do feel like strangers talk to me more than they should.
Really? Very, very rarely do strangers walk up to me. I don't think anyone's ever talked to me.
People try to talk to me all the time. I think I look like I'm not going to tell them no, which is true. I'm very bad at saying no.
You know, when I was actually one thing when I was in SLO, I would like pass out flyers for shows, and like that was really a challenge because I had to like just like start a conversation with strangers on the street, and like it was kind of fun after a while though. You just talk because you just talk to them. You're like, hey, I'm a person. Surprise! I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for comedy to come back, but it's who knows?
Yeah. I haven't done a show in a really long time, but
yeah,
I have some.
You should get back on it. You won the fucking competition. That was dope.
Yeah.
You got.
I feel like should we give some context on what that is?
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Okay. I'm excited. Okay.
I can tell.
Yeah, you explain it. It's your show. I want you to do the work.
So like basically in a few years ago, I don't know, or was it last year? I don't know. Fuck. 2018 maybe, or.
I think it might have been last year.
Last year. Last year we had like a comedy competition in San Luis Obispo, and the winner got to open for Vicky Barbalak, who was on America's Got Talent, comedian. She's originally from San Diego, in SLO. Arielle won, and and I got runner up, and so I got to host, and then she got to open for Vicky, and you did your set during fireworks. Like, wasn't there? Do you remember that?
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, no, you literally, or I don't know if it was the semifinals or the finals.
Oh, yeah, the finals was happening and there were fireworks going off during my set.
But you like you still crushed during the fireworks of like and they went like, they like went for like 5, it was like comically long.
Yeah.
Because it was a whole fireworks show. So it was like, it wasn't just like ba 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 ba, and that was it. It was like a bunch of and then they would stop. You know how fireworks shows, they have like a pause.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, they're over, and then they would keep going.
I was purely fueled by wanting to beat all of the men in that competition.
Well, you did it.
Yeah, I did.
You beat everyone. Yeah, that was fun.
That was a fun time.
Yeah.
I never got paid for that show.
Dude, yeah, the guy owes me like, I blew like $100 of my own money on Facebook ads, and he never paid me. Yeah, but
should we go beat him up? Should we find him?
I have he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I have a weird thing about asking people for money that they rightfully owe me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, you know that? I just feel like
we both need to value ourselves more, Sean.
Yeah.
You're worth it. I'm worth it. We're both
Hell yeah.
worth it.
I've been trying. I like what last night I was Googling. I was like, books on confidence. How can? Because I just like feel like I'm so unconfident.
What are your targeted ads like, Sean? After searching for that,
you know, ever since I bought Bold and Brash, it's just been Bold and Brash all over the internet, and I love it. It's great. There's like Bold and Brash sweatshirts. I kind of want to. I like something resonates with me about that painting. I don't know what it is.
The boldness, the brashness.
Yeah, the bold. You know, Arielle. Some people say it belongs in the trash, but they're wrong. They're just wrong. Rest in peace, that guy, Steven, whatever his name is, the creator of SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
he died of ALS.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
All of the ice bucket challenges did not help.
All of the buckets, all the ice. Humpty Dumpty.
Did you ever do one of those, Sean?
Oh no.
No.
I honestly hate viral trends. Every time there's like a viral trend, I just want to kill myself. Let's make that a viral trend. Suicide.
I did that because I have no shame. Mine was a black and white French film. It was all in French.
Oh, well, that's great. That's like a funny take. Yeah. That's almost like you're satirizing the trend.
Yeah.
I would love to satirize the trends. That's a great way to do it.
It is a good way.
But people are just like, oh my God, like, well, isn't ALS Alzheimer's, or is it brain degeneration of some sort?
I don't think it's the same as Alzheimer's. I think it's like, is it similar to MS?
I don't know. Johan, look that up for us.
What does Johan look like? I need like a description of Johan.
Johan, well, he has a very, I'm looking at him right now. He's got a really large beard. He's laughing right now as I describe him. He,
Do you think he's cute?
Yeah, he's pretty cute. But like, cute? Yeah. His shirt, he's wearing a Slayer t-shirt.
Okay.
And then he has like a gold chain. He's wearing a gold chain around his neck. And he has a face tattoo. Actually, he was actually pretty offended about what you said about him. He's crying.
Wow.
Oh, Johan, don't. I think he jumped off a bridge.
Oh my God.
So I need a new producer. Bye, Johan. Nah, yeah. That could have been funny, but I suck at comedy. Yeah. I asked a few people to produce this podcast, but I was just like, I don't know. I'm like sort of like a lone. I'm trying to be a lone wolf. Just like no one. I don't need anyone ever for anything.
How's that going for you?
Not good. Not good. I might buy like a hamster or like a fish or something to keep me company.
I feel like don't go with a hamster.
Really? Okay. Why not? They're cute though. They're fun.
They're cute, but they do like smell not that great. And you live in LA, so I'm assuming you don't have that much like open space for.
I have no open space.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself. Get a fish.
Okay. I just need. I mean, my worry, I think my worry just comes from like I won't be able to hang out with it very much because I'm always on the grind, hustling.
You could. What's like a low maintenance pet? You get a rock.
A pet rock? God.
You get a body pillow and just draw like a face on it.
Yeah, I've been looking into that. That might be like a heated. Do they have heated body pillows?
Heated body pillows? Who needs other people if you have that?
I could just set a body pillow on fire, and then that would work. But I'd have to get a new one every night. Although I want a body pillow that like has like different phrases, like "Where were you? Where have you been?" Fucking.
Did you get a haircut? That could be like one of them.
Yeah. And I'll be like, "No, I didn't. I just haven't showered in 3 weeks." Or like Alexa, Amazon Alexa, that's like, where were you? Like, it's been 3 days.
I have a question for you, Sean.
Fire away.
Have you had any like people from your past reach out to you since quarantine has started? Does that happen to you at all?
No, I've reached out to a few people though.
You're that person.
I'm really really? Why?
It's the kind of person where they probably look at their phone like, "Oh, why is Sean texting me?"
Wait, that makes me a bad person. Like I can't reconnect with.
I don't think it makes you a bad person. I feel like it's like a thing with quarantine. It's like just people that you don't usually hear from like reaching out.
I've heard. Yeah, no, I haven't heard from anyone. None of the people from my past evidently like want to talk to me, which is fine.
I want to talk to you, Sean.
Yeah, great. But like no, like only, like I have a friend I've known since like I was 3 years old, and I talked to him again. I mean, we go way back. We used to play Yu-Gi-Oh together. We used to play Smash Bros. Smoke weed, you know.
Wow.
Skateboard.
Some angsty teenage Sean.
Yeah. Although like he was like, although some of my friends when I was in high school that like I don't really hang out with or talk to anymore, like I've been meaning to hit them up, but like it's tough with some people. I don't know. I guess I've been through like, I don't know if this is true for you too. I've just like been through lots of different versions of myself where I've been like I guess for a while I really was like the finance douchebag guy. That was who I was. And like some people from high school that I was friends with just really couldn't accept that's who I was. And so, you know, and I feel like I've matured since then. So I want to reach out to them and be like, hey, like, I'm like,
into finance.
hey, like, I'm making it happen. I'm extremely rich and suck my dick. That's what I want to tell them. No, I want to be like, oh, and for all the listeners, I'm not actually in finance anymore, and I'm broke, so that's not true. But anyway, no, it's weird. It's a weird. Yeah, I don't know. How about you? Have you reached out? Have people hit you up from like back in the day?
Yeah, I feel like lots of people from my past will hit me up and I'll be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And then I text back because I'm lonely.
Yeah. I think that's why does anyone really do that, right? I think it's just like a sense of like,
try and send you nudes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Maybe it's like a man-woman thing. It's different.
Yeah. I think that. Yeah, that's why I hit up my old buddy. Is a guy from back in the day. I just wanted to send him my nudes. I was like, you know, I'm starting an OnlyFans. You have any feedback?
Oh man, yeah. I had one guy who was like kept up a polite conversation for a whole day before he like just
yeah.
Like, haha, I didn't want to be your friend. I just want to text you when I'm horny. That's not what I want.
Yeah, you know, I just like. I mean, I've never sent. This is total honesty. I've never sent a dick pic, solicited, or although I've never been solicited for one. If I was solicited for one, I don't know. I'd have to cross that bridge when it comes, if it ever comes.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
I don't even know if like a solicited dick pic. I don't even like. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know why anyone would want to solicit a dick pic. It's just like. It just seems like an organ that's just like that organ of the body is just like why like I don't know. I don't know, whatever. I don't want to kink shame either, so no, I will kink shame. That's just stupid. It's dumb. So there's my hot take. There's that's gonna get me canceled. I want to see a lobbying. Is there a lobbying group for kink people that have like weird kinks? Like, do they have a union? The kink.
What would it be called?
The Kink AACP, the Kink Americans. Oh no, never mind. That's the wrong.
No.
That'd be in the wrong. The National Kink Americans. I don't even know what NAACP stands for. National African American. Johan. Oh, he died. I forgot. Johan's dead. He died.
Isn't it the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People?
There you go. Jesus Christ. Thank you. That was embarrassing that I can't get that. Oh, you know what else I've been doing over quarantine? I've been reading a lot of books.
Nice.
I read Malcolm X's autobiography. Have you read that?
I have not.
Oh, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing book. Like it's an autobiography, and like he wrote it at the end of his life, or I mean, he was assassinated, so like it didn't even get completed.
Wow. Yeah.
Like he hired a guy to basically that's weird. Anyway. Can you hear that?
No, I didn't hear.
Oh, okay, good. This microphone works well then. Good. And wow, I got distracted. Anyway, so like he hired a guy to like help write the book. Oh shit. There's a alarm going off in my office.
Do you need to leave?
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to call it.
Okay.
Arielle.
I'll leave the building in case there's a fire.
Yeah, there might be. Well, it was good to talk to you. Arielle, you've been a great friend. If I die, this has been a lot of fun. How long have we been going for?
I'll write a biography for you if you die.
Okay, I'll see you later. I should probably go. Bye.
Bye.